Morning, Joe. Morning, Jamie. How you guys doing?
Good.
You guys look ready to go? Ready to go?
Ready to rock.
We got one coming off a new baby. Congratulations.
Thank you.
One coming back from 2 weeks in Hawaii.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I wish I was still there, but you know,
Me too.
I feel like everyone feels that way.
Yeah. Decent trip out there.
Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Wedding? Sister's wedding?
My older sister's wedding. Yep.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Not a bad spot to be.
Not at all.
Worst places.
At first, I thought she was like lived here and just wanted to be extra and go to Hawaii. But the fact that she lives in Hawaii makes it it's acceptable.
Nice experience to try and
That's
blend
a thing
in.
people are doing nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Nice to try and blend in with some of the locals.
Yeah.
For sure.
Not quite as tan as some of the
Yeah.
locals
No,
are.
I definitely stood out. Definitely stood out.
Yeah. And Joe, congratulations, baby number 2.
Thank you.
Big. What? 2 weeks? 3 weeks now?
Coming up on almost 3. Yeah. Flying by.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Second kid's the easy one though, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Simple.
Ask my
Simple.
wife.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, getting into logistics. I know you guys have been, out of the office a bit, moving stuff around, but hopefully still keeping an eye on the pulse of what's happening. I
Trying.
guess, Jamie, I'll start with you on the rail side of things. I know it's been a big discussion point recently. How's things moving in your recent expertise on the rail side of things?
I would say on the rail side, we're pretty steady from where we've been. Lead times are still about the same. Most places we're still seeing our like 2-week lead times on the same points that we were before. Maybe a couple days fluctuation here or there, but most things have been pretty steady. The one thing rail, like with everything, fuel has come down a little bit, so that you'll see the ripple effect from that with rail in the coming months because they lag behind a little bit. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's been pretty steady.
We've been talking a lot about things slowing down a little bit, demand coming down a little bit. Have you got any? I know with trucks, if you just don't, if stuff's a little bit slower, you just take less trucks or ship less trucks. But with rail, obviously, you're locked into that rail car in a lot of cases. So have you had any issues with people being a little bit slower or not needing so much material, or has that not really trickled into rail yet?
No, it hasn't really trickled into rail. I mean, as you kind of hit on there, like a lot of it's dedicated equipment as it is. So, we do have some times where, someone might slow down a little bit, but it's relatively easy, I think, to find a new use for something.
Yeah.
So just to get the equipment moving and keep it moving, but it hasn't been an issue really yet at all. We'll see.
And how about you, Joe? Some of your customers and prospects and things like that has still been robust demand for freight? Has things maybe cooled off a little bit?
Things have definitely cooled off a little bit. We're still getting quite a bit of drayage requests. So that backlog of, product coming in from Europe and China is still, ongoing. So we get a lot of requests for that. And I think people are starting to look more into warehousing solutions a little bit deeper. Yep. Some of the forecasts that they put out 5, 6, 7 months ago when they're starting to order some of this product is now all of a sudden cooling off themselves. So looking at repackaging opportunities that we can certainly assist with on all of those. But even on the rail side, people are looking for the most competitive rate. So rail still potentially is, a cheaper solution than trucking in most long haul distances. So, but we're looking at that as an opportunity that if it's a little bit slower, then that's a great opportunity for us to get out on the road and meet with some of our customers, prospects, and on the other side of it, grow the business even more. So,
and when you say you're getting inquiries for drayage, that means getting stuff out of ports. So the ports remain busy. You're getting stuff out of ports, whether it's going to a warehouse or direct to a customer or whatnot.
Absolutely, yeah. ISO tanks, dry containers, any one of those coming in off the vessel.
So that remains a big pain point for a lot of people.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, Port of LA and Oakland underwent a pretty good strike about 3-4 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
So that kind of held up some stuff out there, which was already backlog as it was. So everyone's already looking for solutions to try and subvert around New York and Port of LA as much as possible. So it's just another hey, can we pick up at Charleston, Savannah, all of those, which we have a deep Rolodex of carriers to help out with.
So the ports are keeping you busy versus inland moves and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting I think that's kind of where we're seeing a lot more inquiries, at least on my side of things. We're seeing a lot more of those inquiries, but trucking still, I think now more than ever, people are really price conscious and looking to be as competitive as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just talking this morning. It seems like a lot of every time we talk to customers and plants, they say that demand is still strong and people are really moving through material. But on the TCC side of things, it seems like stuff's been a little bit slow July and August. So we take that as people are obviously still making product using raw material. So I think a lot of people have had high inventories throughout COVID. They're worried about having emergency stock or whatnot. So maybe burning through a little bit of that to get back to kind of normal inventory levels. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of that happening where stuff may be a little bit slower for July and August because people are trying to burn through what they have or having a warehouse that's allocated for them. But assuming demand stays where it is, because everything we've heard, demand is still high for a lot of different types of products, whether it's wire and cable or home building or paints and coatings, that's going to pick right back up at some point. People only have so much inventory on the floor for emergency stock. So once that goes back down, people are back to normal inventory levels. It seems like stuff will pick right back up.
Yeah, I think that's probably, the case. I think this whole recession that they're trying to push right now is making a little bit of some people a little leery on what they want to consume or forecast out a little bit more. But I think it's at least from what we're seeing, kind of coming back down to a little bit more of a pre-COVID norm than we've seen in the past probably year and a half or so.
Yeah, I'd say for sure we're definitely starting to see some of like the waves and ripple effects come back into play, where we're seeing, some of the imports still, the wave of containers that maybe were held up in China or the Pacific, other places like that. We're starting to see a wave of that material coming in. And then, people definitely becoming a little bit more wary of their, inventories as we're going through, the recession and other things happening and the uncertainty in the market. And that, pushing back on, prices definitely for freight, because everything's going to become more competitive, which might, keep rail busy, for instance, on like some of the long haul containers and things, trying to move those intermodally versus just by truck.
And you mentioned fuel surcharges coming down, which is hopefully good news. Between crude coming down, leading to fuel surcharges coming down, so helping out with freight rates a little bit at least.
Absolutely, yeah. I think we're finally seeing that come back to reality as well. Yeah. Thankfully, I mean, even for every one of us when we go to the pump, it's finally see that coming down. Yep, absolutely.
I think that's kind of anything else exceptionally causing you guys issues or getting more inquiries. Obviously, it sounds like the drayage continues to be a big focus here recently and for the foreseeable future.
I think just obviously the repackaging opportunity, warehousing opportunity has forced us to expand our network, which is awesome because at any point in time, it's great to have that in your network. As we potentially slow down a little bit, like we said, it's great to be able to get out and see some more people and have a little bit more free time and not feel like you're getting swamped and missing other opportunities. So it's afforded us a little bit more of that.
You got some travel planned at all? Are you on baby duty here for the next couple months? What's coming up?
Passing off the baby. Actually headed out of town tomorrow for a quick overnight to head to Indy for ChemEdge, and then I've got probably 3 to 4 shows in September that we'll have posted up that we can be out, more transportation related. Try and again build the Rolodex of carriers.
Very cool. Very cool. Awesome, guys. Well, I appreciate it. Good talking to you guys, and we'll have you back on an episode here soon.
Great.
Thanks for having us.
At what point do you start the Go Bills sign-offs? Is it too early yet?
It's a little too early.
All right.
It's a little too early.
Next one.
Absolutely.
Next one. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.